And the head of Venezuela's military, Vladimir Padrino López, urges the country's population to resume their normal activities after U.S. military operations. In a televised statement, Padrino said large parts of President Nicolás Maduro's security team was killed in the U.S. raid military operations on Saturday. Padrino did not give an exact figure of casualties, but backed the declaration of Vice President Delcy as interim president and said the armed forces have been activated across the country to guarantee sovereignty. And for more on this, we have my colleague Akshay Dongre joining us. Well, Akshay, with U.S. capturing a foreign head of state and bringing him to trial in a U.S. federal court, what can be the legal precedents now in international law implications, setting a precedent for authoritarian power, is it?
Well, absolutely. And in fact, it's absolutely illegal the way US has captured Maduro. That's pretty clear as of now.
Right.
So much so that their own allies like the UK have already started to wash their hands of the action that was taken by the US, with Keir Starmer clearly stating that they had no role to play in it. There are other leaders in Germany who are saying that they are expressing concern about whatever has happened. So the entire facade that US has created, especially during between the Russia-Ukraine conflict, that Russia is an aggressor, Russia needs to be punished. It has all fallen apart, given the fact that it's something that even Russia has not done. During its years-long conflict, USA has done by bombing another country, getting into the capital, capturing the president, flying them back to their country. It is, in fact, sort of shredding off the UN Charter. Now, the second point is about the United Nations Security Council meeting that is going to take place. It's absolutely useless as well. And the reason for that is there are 5 permanent members in the UNSC, the United Nations Security Council, and all of them have the veto powers, which means that they can stop any sort of resolution from being adopted, and US is one of them. So US obviously will not let a resolution be adopted against their own country. So that will be stopped. Come what may, it is only symbolic as far as the UNSC meeting is concerned. And as far as the South American countries are there, they are now really realizing the threat of what countries like Cuba have been calling an American imperialism in the region. There have always been diktats, there have always been pressure from the US for the economies there to act in a certain way, but now it's clearly threats going against the countries there, with Chile, Cuba, Colombia at least, and Venezuela, of course, are now voicing their opinions and speaking against whatever has happened as far as the capture of Venezuelan president is concerned.
All right, Akshay. So as you mentioned, UNSC to hold urgent session, of course, which you said will be more or less symbolic. And let's see what happens next. Thank you so much for all those details, Akshay.